morning to you. This is Santos Rolon Jr. here on my YouTube channel or wherever you may find me on the internet. It is wonderful Sunday morning. Today is the 2nd of October. It's roughly around 9 in the morning today. We're getting ready to start our day, and I wanted to put a short video together. I love encouraging. I love motivating. I'm still trying to figure myself out here. Are you in that position? You're trying to figure out exactly where you want to go in life, what you want to do with yourself, how to become more consistent, how to be more positive, and how to just be more consciously aware of yourself and who you are. Do you think about these things on a daily basis? Well, this is what I go through, and this is what motivates me, coming from a lifehood of trauma and abuses and dark times and fear and many other things. I call it stinking thinking, as Zig Ziglar says, the motivational speaker. Rest in peace. I guess he's left us a couple years ago. He was somebody that I used to watch a lot of his videos, and I believe I might have read some of his material. But here's what I really want to talk about in this video, that we're all facing some challenges. I woke up this morning. I try to wake up every single morning with a smile. I put on a smile. I do my short rituals, what I do. I'm not going to get into that in this video. But I do something every single morning to start my day. It's become habit. And I'm learning to become more consistent every day. The word consistent and consistency is a battle word. I'm sure you probably understand exactly what I'm getting at with that word when I mention it. Consistent and consistency. But we need to continually work on being focused, obviously, of where we want to go and how we plan to get there. Some things are not going to be that easy. I talk about the success walk. I talk about mind optimization. I talk about paradigms, and I talk about a positive lifestyle or self-mastery. And these are the things that I focus on, that I work on, that have helped me. And one thing that this morning when I woke up and I looked into the mirror and I said, what kind of a day are you going to have, Santos? I said, you're going to have a super fantastic, or you're going to make it a super fantastic, terrific, over-the-top day, daily, in spite of and because of. That's a very powerful mantra. I use it all the time when people ask me, I'm out in public somewhere, maybe a family member, or I'm in a conversation on the phone, and usually people ask me, how you doing today? If you're talking to somebody. And I love it when somebody asks me that, because I tell them, what, I'm making every day a super fantastic, terrific, over the top day, daily, in spite of and because of. In spite of and because of. Now, sometimes we want to believe that we've arrived, and pride can set in. And pride comes before the fall. We need to remember that. Every day that we get up, every single day that we get up, we need to really be focused on our blessings. We need to be focused on our gratitude. What are you grateful for today? Can you name a few things as we're talking? Can you name a few things that you're truly, truly grateful for? I mean, I this morning I was just thinking in my head a lot of the things that I'm grateful for. But we really don't need a whole lot of things to focus on to be grateful for, even though that's a good concept. But even just two or three or four things that we can really say, wow, I'm really grateful for this. And it just makes a difference, because we're being challenged, and every day that we strive for excellence, every day that we strive to better ourselves, we're gonna obviously make days good days, and then there are days that are going to come at us that are not going to be so good days. But as long as we have it already up here and we're becoming more consistent and more habit, that we're going to make every day a super fantastic, terrific, over the top day, daily, in spite of and because of. It makes a difference. It makes a huge difference. And you and I both, I don't know what your background is. I don't know where you've come from, or what you may be going through right now. You may be going through some really difficult things in your life right now. I think most of the major things that most of us today are going through, a lot of it has to do with either relationships, finances, or past failures or traumas or abuses that we've been through. Really, those are the kind of key areas: finances, relationships, and maybe we're dealing with our own head, with our own thoughts, with the way that we talk to ourselves. You know, some of us, I know I used to talk to myself all the time, and sometimes I catch myself in my mind. You know, we're doing stuff, and all of a sudden, you know, I may catch myself saying to myself the wrong thing. Or sometimes I want to do something, right? Like maybe I want to go exercise, and somehow my mind manipulates me into not doing it. And we fall into that trap. And, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be exercise. It could be other things. But here's what I really want to say in this video. Here's what I really want to encourage you and I. We need to continue, obviously we need to continue going forward, and we need to find the sources that are going to help us stay on track. You know, whether it's a book, obviously I believe in reading. It could be prayer. I believe in prayer. It could be making videos. You know, I make these videos as a form of therapy for myself because they kind of keep me in line. And when I give out, it's like I'm giving to myself. It's very, very rewarding. I tell you, here's a really good little thing. If you've never done this before, get your phone, or get a camera, get alone, and make a video. Make a video and talk to yourself for like 10 or 15 minutes, and then watch that video. Maybe you want to create a YouTube channel and put some of those videos on that channel for others to see, because you and I both have something to give the world. You know, you and I both, we have something to give, and it's very rewarding. And that's part of our rituals, is giving. You know, many people we find different ways to give. I love getting behind the camera. I love getting in front of the camera and sharing. I love motivating. I love inspiring people. I love encouraging people, giving advice. You know, these are the things that I feel that I'm getting better at. And, you know, of course, I got to do this to myself, because sometimes you don't have anybody. Sometimes it's just you and your creator. And that could be enough, because eventually you begin to attract others into your life, you know, through books, through videos, through, you know, personal meetings, through phone calls, networking. And I'm a business person. I have a couple of businesses that I have. I'm not going to talk about them right now, but I do have opportunities. In fact, in the description area of this video, I'm going to have a little bit of information that you might be interested in. It's kind of a free gift that I'm going to share with you, some free valuable information. It's not going to cost you a dime to take a look at those links or look at that information. And I would highly encourage you, if you do decide to take a look at the links and maybe possibly get involved in what I'm doing, do your due diligence. You know, don't just take things for granted. You know, I was talking to a young lady yesterday, and I mentioned one of the opportunities that I'm involved with, and it happens to be digital currency. And she did the same thing I did about 6 months ago, and I turned away from it. I went online and I started reading about it, and there was all kinds of negative stuff about it. So I said, oh, it's a Ponzi scheme. It's a pyramid. It's a scam. And I turned completely away from it. A couple of months later, I looked at it again, and I went on the inside. I got myself a free account. I registered as a free account. I did a little bit more studying. I talked to some people, and I realized, why those things were being put on the internet regarding that opportunity. Or it is an opportunity, but it's also a way for you to profit financially from digital currency. And believe me, we are in the age of digital currency, whether we want to accept it or not. The US dollar, fiat currency, all of that stuff is just basically losing value every single day. So I wanted just to put some information in there. And I know that this video is going a little bit over the limit that I wanted to, but you know, think about where you're at today. Think about when you wake up every morning. Think about your associations. Think about what you're doing. Think about the books that you're reading. Start thinking about becoming more consciously aware of who you are and what it is that you truly want to do with your life, you know. And you know, when you have an idea of what it is that you want to do and where you want to go in life, it makes the difference in your attitude. It makes the difference in your physiology and the way you think, and of course the way you treat others. So once again, this is Santos Rolon Jr. here on Santos Rolon Jr. on YouTube. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to take this time today to share with you in this video. I hope that something I've shared with you today has caused you to think on a higher level, on a more positive note. Subscribe to my channel, comment, share this video, and I will see you on my next video at the top. And remember, always remember to make every day a super fantastic, terrific, over the top day, daily, in spite of and because of